So there's recently have been a brand new Bendy game announced, or I guess you could say leaked by the developers themselves, and it's called Bendy and the Silent City, and it looks like that it shadows a little bit too much with a game that kind of, mouse. I'm talking about mouse. What else have I been talking about? So recently, like a few days ago, I know I'm taking a long time to actually talk about this. I know. Why am I taking a long time to talk about this? I don't know. But anywho, Bendy and the Silent City was a brand new video. It was kind of like a brand new game they're working on. That's within the prototyping phase, or this prototype footage. This is property of Joey Chu Studios, not for the public use. I'm going to show some clips online, but I'm not going to be showing the entire audio and the full entire 2-minute clip because I don't want it to just in case get copyrighted. Don't know if they have it protected or anything like that. But anywho, the video is uploaded on their YouTube channel, then taken down extremely fast, but not fast enough because of the people like Sonic Speed and recorded the entire thing. And from this whole entire video, you can see it's either a multiplayer game or it's either a game that's similar to Showdown Bandit. Because if you see this game, it looks like you're just, it just looks like you a whole bunch of cartoony rubber hose style characters that, it's just black and white. Unlike Bendy's original color scheme, I mean, not original, but like its unique color scheme of the yellowish paper tinge to it all that looks pretty cool, and when you look at it you're like, yo, that's Bendy. This game looks a little bit different. It's just black and white, and the only color that shows in the entire game is red for different things like a bow tie or for, I don't know, blood, because this game somehow has lots of blood for it now. And also it has, lots of different gore when it comes to shooting, punching mechanics. You could punch out and we could break a couple of pieces of the person's body, which is pretty interesting because last time I got a whole entire poll from, the Meatly. He says, what do you want the next Bendy game to look like? And of course, the one that won the vote was Mature M for mature rating, meaning a lot more gore and different stuff like that. So it's interesting to see how they're already, working on that. And many people are saying right now, is them leaking this whole entire clip on purpose or is it not? Because you might have been seeing this game floating around Twitter or the internet lately, and I don't know, it's just a small game. I think it's just small. It's called Mouse. Yes, this is the game Mouse. It officially came out only 6 days ago. Well, at the time I actually recording this is around, I don't know, 8 to 9 days, but I'm waiting a long time to upload it for some reason. This is the game. It's like a shooter, I think, multiplayer game, unless this is just a regular game. It can either be like what also Bendy and the Silent City is, a game where you just walk around, shoot enemies, and then find and explore different things and do puzzles and maybe stuff like that. Or it's just a multiplayer game where you have to shoot around different people and win. And when I looked into the description, it says it's single player, so it's not multiplayer. Kind of what looks like the Bendy and, the Silent City was trying to do too. So in this game, you have a whole bunch of different items. You can go and, defeat targets with a whole bunch of different items. And that's really it. As you can see from this video, the animation looks extremely cool. It's kind of like a Cuphead mix with, rubber hose animation too, because as you can see here, it's a whole bunch of different cartoony animations, like 2D cartoony animations on top of a 3D game where you have to go and defeat enemies with different weapons. You can see definitely some gore in there, but it's all just black and white. It definitely reminds me of Cuphead and Bendy together as a shooter type game, but as you guys can see, it's just a 2D animation over it as, they're doing different type of weapons in a 3D environment, which is pretty cool and interesting, and it just came out less than 2 weeks ago, and that was the first time we ever seen and heard about this game at all. But then, all of a sudden, not even a week later, literally by the time we actually saw this whole entire leak, it was not even a week, we got the Bendy and the Silent City, which looks exactly like it. It has guns, it's black and white, it's a shooter game with gore in it, and it's based on the rubber hose animation styles. They're really similar. The only difference is that Bendy looks like a cheap copy of Mouse, because Mouse looks like a high quality version, but something we would have wanted from Bendy in the whole entire studio. But no, the Silent City just looks like, a cheaper version of what Mouse is. And that's why everybody wants them to stop working on this, because it looks like it's just a blank copy of Mouse. But the truth is, it's not a copy at all, because the Bendy studio company, or the company working on this game, had no entire idea what Mouse was. Because they only had, let's say they did know what Mouse was. Mouse came out, 6 days ago by the time this video got leaked. Do you really think the Meatly and all of them created all that full footage prototype image with all that in just 6 days? Do you really think it took them only 6 days? Looks like this has been in the works for at least a month or two, and maybe they leaked it on purpose just so they could be like, I've been seeing this floating around Twitter saying how, oh, maybe they leaked it on purpose because they don't want to be like, this game copied Mouse, and it's a copycat of Mouse, and it makes sense for them to do that. So, because, if they release it as soon as possible, it looks like they didn't copy Mouse at all. And that's why many people keep calling it a ripoff and saying that it's copying Mouse at all, which it did not do. It wasn't trying to do it all. And I'm happy it got released now so we can all see what the game looks like. And it looks like this game actually might get canceled. Because immediately said how, yeah, oopsie daisy, it was his fault for leaking it. He put the video for private by accident and he took it down as soon as possible. It's his fault. He says sorry for the devs. And of course, he mentioned how this is not the main focus right now. The focus is working on other Bendy games, showing how Bendy and the Silent City is not being worked on right now, and they're working on other games. And most likely they might have canceled or delayed it for a long time because of Mouse's recent upsurge in popularity. So that's why this whole video is, did Bendy just copy Mouse with Bendy and the Silent City? Well, of course, the answer is no, they did not copy it, and this game looks pretty cool. I like the whole entire idea where it has a notebook and you're able to draw what you want and just take out the weapon and, use it to fight different enemies. I love the whole entire goal and the different style, and how it's a little change from it. I still miss the yellow stinge for it, like the colorness of it. It is in the Silent City logo, but it's not in the actual game. It would have looked so cool in my opinion. I do think so. And also, if you look at this game, it doesn't bring any Bendy flashbacks. It just looks like a Rubber Hose cartoon game. It does not remind you anything of Bendy, like no familiar Bendy characters, nothing like that. The color's not even the same. The model's not even the same. So I don't know why they put Bendy on top of it. Maybe because, I don't know, it'll sell more copies if you put Bendy on it. But you can tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think about Bendy and the Silent City, and if you guys want me to play Mouse, I don't know. Do you think one copied another? What do you guys think about this? Anyway, I think that's this video, and yeah, stay tuned for more Bendy news because, they said another game's coming. They confirmed it. They said they're working on other Bendy projects. So, don't forget to watch my other video here talking about what's next for Bendy. Are we going to get a new DLC, new game? What's next for Bendy? The Bendy franchise.